Choosing what you want to be when you grow up can be some of the scariest decisions and the most intimidating choice of your life. Why is it so scary? Because no one knows in high school what they want to do for a living. It's almost impossible. You haven't experienced the world, you haven't experienced some of the most toughest times of your life. You really just don't know who you are. So making someone decide what they want to do for a living can be sometimes the most stressful decision of their life. It's so scary because asking a freshman in high school what they want to do for a living sounds like such a permanent decision, especially for someone who truly hasn't found who they really are. How do you make someone make that type of decision? Being in college, you have to pick a major, and that major is supposed to help you decide where exactly you're going to go after graduation. Now, that in itself, picking a major, is again one of the scariest decisions. How do you know what you want to major in? Because especially if you don't know what you want to do for a living. How I made that decision, I was 14 when my uncle was diagnosed with leukemia. And every single weekend, I was in the hospitals with him. I was at his house, making sure he was okay. I was very, very curious as to the process and what was going on with him. I needed to know everything at all times. And that was when I truly decided that I needed to be in the healthcare profession. I'd always known, but I never really had an idea where I should go from there. Since then, I had a really good relationship with his nurses in a hospital in Orlando. And all of them had told me, you need to be a nurse, you need to be a nurse, you need to be a nurse. So I decided to start researching nursing schools and even pre-med programs. I really didn't know where to go from there, but I knew that I needed to be in the healthcare profession. You find out your passion when you find something that you feel strong about. When you feel passionate about something, you know that that's what you want to do for a living. You choose that that's what you need to be doing for the rest of your life. That's how I made my decision. If it wasn't for that, I truly don't know where I would be or what I would want to do because I wouldn't have experienced being in that healthcare and I wouldn't have experienced that environment and I still wouldn't know. I find myself very lucky, yet I find myself very unfortunate having to go through such a traumatic process of learning that that's what I'm passionate about is trying to take care of a sick family member or someone you know who's close to you who's very ill. It's hard to go through that, but it was enlightening to me and to my uncle at the time knowing that this is what I was passionate about, this is what I was good at. He said my bedside manner was by far the best, but I think he was a little biased. But it was very difficult for me going through that, but it was also enlightening knowing that that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So ever since then, I've been on my path to get into nursing school, and right now I work as a CNA, so I definitely know and I experience hospital life every day, and not a day goes by that I would change my mind, and I truly do love it. So definitely that decision can cause stress and anxiety, and for me, I was very lucky to know that I wanted to do that, even though the process of getting there has been tricky. But how do you ask someone at the age of 16 or 17 when they're in high school, when they have to start applying for college, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? That is a very tough decision, but I've been very grateful that I've, in a way, easily found out that what I wanted to do.